On behalf of Coventry City Council, I would like to welcome you to this extraordinary general meeting of the City Council, which is taking place in line with the new regulations introduced by government. In according with those regulations, the City Council will not be holding an annual general meeting this year. Please be aware that this meeting is being recorded and live streamed. May I please remind everyone taking part in the meeting to keep their microphones on mute and their cameras turned off unless you have been invited by the chair to speak. If members of the council or officers do wish to speak, please do so by indicating via the chat function. We move now to agenda item 1, announcements of the Lord Mayor.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome you to this extraordinary general meeting of the council. I am so sorry that we could not meet in person in the normal way, but thank you all for adapting to these new ways of working and helping to keep everyone safe. Meeting in this way is not what any of us would want, but social distancing is such a small hardship when compared to what others in our city and around the world are going through. Our residents are bravely facing so many new trials as a result of this terrible pandemic. There is poor health, loss of loved ones, loneliness, job insecurity, financial hardship, and so many other issues that have arisen in recent months. But they have reacted with strength and courage, and they have helped keep others in our city safe by following guidance. Our thoughts are with all of those who have suffered and are suffering now. Our thoughts are also with our brave health and care workers and all the amazing frontline workers who have risked so much to protect us all and keep our city going. Those here at the council, in the NHS, charities, volunteers, emergency services, there are too many to name. We are so grateful for all they do, and I look forward to the day when we can thank them all properly. Now, as a council, we must follow a little of their example and keep on with our own work to help the people of our wonderful city, and that is why we've called this extraordinary general meeting. So let us proceed with business. The City Council notes the return of Councillor Gurdev Singh Hare as Councillor for Upper Stoke Ward following the by-election held on the 19th of March 2020. I would like to formally welcome Councillor Hare to his first meeting, and welcome to you all to another council year. Let us all work together to help our city and its people. Thank you.
We now move to agenda item 2, apologies. We have not received any apologies for this meeting. Agenda item 3, declarations of interest.
Are there any declarations of interest? None, thank you.
We now move to agenda item 4, election of the chair of the council, being the Lord Mayor of the council.
Can I invite Councillor Rachel Lancaster to move the motion?
Thank you, Lord Mayor. It is with mixed emotions today that I propose Councillor Anne Lucas as our next Lord Mayor. I'm immensely proud and happy knowing that Anne will take on this role, but sad and disappointed that it will not be with friends and family at the usual ceremony in Coventry Cathedral. Anne, as always, putting people first, made the decision to have this virtual ceremony in light of current events. I think her decision was the correct one, and one which acknowledges that many people are struggling because of this COVID-19 pandemic. I've had the pleasure of being ward colleague with Anne for over 12 years now, and I've seen how hard she's worked in the community at a regional level and nationally. Coventry to the core, Bell Green Labs has always fought for equality, whether it be becoming a GMB union shop steward and fighting for all her colleagues to gain better terms, or working nationally to support the victims of domestic violence and hate crime, for which she received her OBE. She has always selflessly supported others. She has dedicated herself to this city and to the Labour Party in many roles, including working as a member of the party's national executive, always working with integrity, professionalism and fairness, never shying away from making hard decisions. You may not agree with Anne's view and think her frank, but there's never any malice. Her commitment to making Coventry a better place has never wavered. She values people, recognising their skills and supports them to achieve. As the first female leader of Coventry Council, her no-nonsense way of dealing with issues head-on has earned her many friends in all walks of life and made a positive, lasting impression on the lives of many. I simply cannot think of a more suitable person to become our civic leader for this year and compassionately guide Coventry through whatever the future holds. I therefore formally move that Councillor Anne Lucas, OBE, be elected to the chair of the council, being Lord Mayor of the City of Coventry for the ensuing year.
Thank you, Councillor Lancaster. Can I invite Councillor Joe Clifford to second the motion?
Thank you, Lord Mayor. It is a great privilege to be able to formally second Anne Lucas as the Lord Mayor of our great city. She is a good friend. I'd like to associate myself with all the remarks that Rachel has just made. We in Holbrooks have always think if you talk to one of us, you talk to all of us. And it's been a great privilege to work both with the Queen of Holbrooks, with Rachel, and with Anna herself. And I'm sure as people who don't know Anne Lucas get to know her throughout the coming year, they will realise what a wonderful person she is. So formally seconded, Lord Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor. Can I now invite Councillor Gary Ridley to support the motion?
Thank you, Lord Mayor. I'm not going to make a terribly long speech today, but just to say I do associate myself with all of the comments that have already been made. I think it is a great shame that we can't be doing this in the splendour of the cathedral in the usual way, but I can't think of a better person to be a civic leader at this difficult moment in history to lead our city through these terrible times than Anne Lucas. So on behalf of the Conservative group, I am delighted to formally support the motion, Lord Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ridley. I now call for a vote on the motion. Can members please unmute their microphones? All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Any abstentions? That is carried unanimously. Can members please mute their microphones?
Councillor Lucas will now take the declaration of acceptance of office.
I, Anne Lucas, having become the chair of Coventry City Council, being the Lord Mayor of the city, declare that I will duly and faithfully fulfil the requirement of this role according to the best of my judgment and ability. I reaffirm my undertaking to follow the City Council's Code of Conduct for members in the performance of my functions in that office.
I would like to be the first to congratulate the new Lord Mayor on her election. The Lord Mayor will be supported throughout her mayoral year by her consort, Mr. Ray Lucas, and I wish them all the very best for the ensuing year. I now invite the Lord Mayor to speak.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, good morning. It is such an honour to be made Lord Mayor of my beloved city of Coventry. And a huge thank you for all the good wishes we've received. I was born in this city and I've lived here my whole life. I've never wanted to live anywhere else, and I'm so proud and humbled to be its Lord Mayor. Since I left Bath Hill, I've had many jobs in this city, from barmaid to playgroup leader and tax officer, and my 12 great years at BT. I've enjoyed them all, but none as much as serving as a councillor. From being elected to public back in 1995 to representing the people of Holbrooks for the last 20 years, it's been an absolute privilege to be a part of this great council that works so hard for all our city's residents. And it's been a privilege to get to know those residents and to see what makes our cities so strong. Its people and its diversity. As we've seen in recent weeks, the people of Coventry are amazing. They work together as one community, regardless of age, race, or faith, to help and support each other. As Lord Mayor, I hope to help acknowledge that community spirit and tell those involved just how valued they really are. I also hope to raise the profile of another issue that I am passionate about, and that's tackling domestic violence. I've campaigned for many years to highlight this terrible crime that ruins so many lives and which has recently hit the headlines as a result of social isolation. By speaking out, our city can help those many people living in fear and show the who prey on them that their actions will not be tolerated. Colleagues, we all love our city, and as we emerge from these difficult times, we have a brilliant opportunity to show why. I know the future months will be a little different, and there are challenges ahead. But with our role as UK City of Culture on the horizon, and with the work that's already started to transform our city and make it even stronger, I know we can shine on the national and international stage. Our welcoming, multicultural city of peace can be a role model for others. After all, we are the Phoenix City, and we've risen from adversity before. As a city known around the world for reaching out to others, one of my first acts as Lord Mayor will be to write to our 26 twin cities with a message of friendship, of sympathy and solidarity and optimism as they too suffer through the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of those cities have, like Coventry, suffered terrible hardship in the past, but emerged strong and with a new resolve to help. Now we all need to work together and be there for each other as we overcome this latest trial. On a personal level, we are all missing contact, physical contact with our families. And like many, I can't wait to hug and kiss and smell my grandchildren. And I'm sending a special hug today to my grandson Elliot, many miles away on his 14th birthday. But these sad times will pass. Our city led the way in peace and reconciliation, and now we can be there to show others the way once more. Thank you once again for this great honour. Together with my husband Ray, I look forward to serving Coventry and its people in the year ahead and learning more about this wonderful city we call home. Thank you.
We now move to agenda item 5, vote of thanks to the retiring Lord Mayor.
I call on the leader, Councillor George Duggins, to move the vote of thanks to the retiring Lord Mayor.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen and colleagues. First of all, Lord Mayor, can I congratulate you on becoming the Lord Mayor of the City of Coventry, the Chair of the Council and the First Citizen. And along with your consort Ray, can I wish you all the very best for the coming year, and I look forward to working with you during the municipal year. This is an extraordinary meeting because we are living, unfortunately, in extraordinary times, and there are major challenges for the people of this city, as there are for the people across the world. But the people of this city have risen magnificently to this crisis over the last 3 months. But today, colleagues, I wish to focus on my dear friend Councillor Bigham and a year as Lord Mayor and First Citizen of Coventry over the last 12 months. A couple of weeks ago, Linda sent me a photograph which was taken in the Lord Mayor's office with Linda Kerry and our ward colleague and friend, Councillor Lindsay Harvard, and myself in the run-up to Linda's mayoral year. Although a lot has happened in that time, it does truly seem like yesterday. Colleagues, as Linda's Lord Mayoral year has drawn to a close, you'll not be surprised at the way that Linda and her consort Kerry have conducted themselves show the very best of Coventry. They've carried out their functions with integrity, humility, thoughtfulness, and have time for everyone that they have met, and they have made a lasting impression. I also say, as Linda's ward colleague, that there has been a tremendous sense of pride from our constituents in Longford. Linda has chaired council meetings in a professional and impartial manner, and neither myself nor anyone else had the opportunity, as is customary at the end of the March meeting, the March council meeting, to say exactly that, and I wish to do so now. In common with all Lord Mayors, Linda, aided so magnificently by Kerry, has had an amazingly busy year, and I have been looking at some of their engagements over the year. The list is very impressive, and there are a few highlights that I wish to draw out. Although unfortunately Linda's Lord Mayoralty has been affected by lockdown, she has been very much the Lord Mayor and First Citizen of Coventry up to 11 o'clock this morning. On the 8th of May, we sort of celebrated VE Day. Many of the celebrations were not the form that we would have wanted, but Linda did have an input into the celebrations by making a speech from the cathedral, obviously virtually, and Linda's voice was quite rightly heard as the First Citizen of Coventry on a day like this. I suspect that amongst Linda's highlights is like to be her trip to Normandy for the 75th anniversary of the D-Day landings, which was early on in her mayoral year. I know that Linda welcomed guests from across the world, stage from many cities, including Volgograd and Dresden. Those trips were reciprocated, and it was evocative that the Volgograd delegation were able to join us on last year's Remembrance Sunday. The first 7 months of Linda's mayoral year saw the conclusion of the City European City of Sport, and Linda and Kerry attended the celebratory function to mark that occasion, emphasising the partnership working that enabled us to win that award. They also enjoyed the European Corporate Games that were staged in Coventry in August 2019. As always, Lord Mayors have a variety of engagements. I have picked out 3 that I think Linda will hold dear, and they will be the Governor's Long Service Award, the Christmas Craft Fair, and Lord Mayor for a Day. I can only imagine how Linda would have encouraged the youngsters in these circumstances. Linda and Kerry have been well respected and loved by all members of staff they have come into contact with during the 2 years as Deputy Lord Mayor and Consort. Lord Mayor, today, this isn't the way we would have wanted to celebrate you becoming Lord Mayor and Councillor John McNicholas becoming Deputy Lord Mayor, and I pass on my congratulations to John and June, that will come later on in the agenda, while paying tributes to Linda and Kerry as they conclude the municipal year. However, what I can say, Lord Mayor, is that we will have a proper function when we are able to, and that will be in the cathedral, so that we can, as a council and a community, mark this occasion and offer proper recognition of what usually happens on this day. So, as I say finally to Linda and Kerry, thank you on behalf of the people of Coventry for being tremendous first citizens and Lord Mayor and Consort. We are proud of you, and you should be proud of yourselves, and I know your wonderful family are as well. Therefore, I move the warmest thanks of the council are due and thereby given to Councillor Linda Bigham for the zeal and impartiality with which she has discharged the arduous duties of the office of Lord Mayor during the year 2019-2020, and that a copy of this resolution under the common seal be presented to Councillor Bigham. Thank you, Lord Mayor, and my best wishes to you and everyone here for the year ahead, and to all Coventry citizens as we look forward to happier and better times.
Thank you, Councillor Duggins. I now call on Councillor Lindsley Harvard to second the vote of thanks.
Formally seconded, Lord Mayor.
I call on Councillor Gary Ridley to formally support the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. This has to be one of the strangest municipal years that we've ever had. We've had the sad death of 2 councillors. We've had an unexpected general election, an unexpected European election, and of course, the one election we all expected to happen was cancelled. Throughout that time, the strangest of years, the one thing that we have been able to depend on is the strength and the enthusiasm and the leadership from Councillor Linda Bigham as Lord Mayor. It's been a genuine honour and privilege to work with somebody who's been so passionate about the city and has enjoyed the role. It's great to see somebody that's enjoyed the role as much as Linda has. And certainly over the last year or so, there's a number of occasions where we've worked together on initiatives and schemes to recognise what constituents have done and what people around the city have done. And it's been a genuine honour and a privilege. So I'm sure that I'm not alone in saying that this strange end to the year is perhaps a fitting end to a strange year, and there are many things about the last 12 months that I will not miss, but one of those things is not Linda Bigham. Linda's been a fantastic Lord Mayor, and I'm more than happy on behalf of the Conservative Group to formally support this motion, Lord Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Ridley. I now call for a vote on the motion. Can members please unmute their microphones? All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against?
Aye.
Aye. Shall we try that one again? All those against?
Together.
Any abstentions? That is carried unanimously. Can members please mute their microphones? Before I call on Councillor Bigham to address us, I want to say, as her deputy this last year, Linda and Kerry have been amazing. Linda has been gracious, generous, a true asset to the city and a huge support to me. So with great pleasure, can I ask Councillor Bigham to address us? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lord Mayor. And thank you to George, Lindsley and Gary for their very kind words. I'd just like to say a few words before I pass on the beautiful chains of office that I've been privileged to wear. It's been such an honour to represent the city. It's been my home for over 50 years now, and a privilege to be chair of this great council, which works so tirelessly for the city of Coventry and all its residents. The past year has given Kerry and I so many wonderful memories. We've seen so much and met some incredible people. We've had tremendously emotional meetings. For instance, joining hands with the people of Dresden as a stranger, and parting as a friend was an incredibly emotional experience that will live with me forever. We've increased our knowledge of the ways in which our city works for peace and gives sanctuary to those in need, and the way it is held in such high regard for this by major cities around the world. It's been inspirational to see how our city is honoured and her history known by those who live so far away. In Russia, for example, in the quietest small primary school, there are often rooms devoted to history, and the history that is in there mainly is the history of Coventry. There was an incredible year as European City of Sport and all that it brought to Coventry. The continuing work towards our year as UK City of Culture and so much more. We've been welcomed at schools and youth groups, an array of beautiful places of worship, care homes, business and community centres, festivals and fetes. Everywhere we've been, we've seen how proud people are of our city and how they join together as one marvellous community, which is a thing that Coventry does so well above everything else. And then coronavirus struck and changed so many things, but it did not change everything. I was so proud of our city before becoming Lord Mayor, and that pride has grown over my term in office with the amazing things we have seen. It has grown even more in recent weeks. The way our frontline workers have shown such care and dedication to others has been inspiring, as has the way our communities have responded, followed guidance and helped each other through these times. I have been humbled by the determination of all who work for the City Council to ensure that the city should keep going in as normal manner as possible, while many of them have also volunteered to do essential work beyond their past experience and outside of work time. The Thursday night applause from our doorsteps has rung out around the city, and rightly so, to honour those who give so much. It has been a truly memorable year, and Kerry and I would like to thank everyone for their support and kindness. Colleagues, I know that the chains of office will be in safe hands. Councillor Lucas has been a wonderful worker and representative for our city and its people, and I wish her well. So congratulations to Councillor Anne Lucas and to Councillor John McNicholas on their appointments. My only advice is to cherish every moment, just as I have. The year goes by all too swiftly. Thank you. My best wishes to the City of Coventry and to the Council. I pray for a swift return to normality, but also that we continue to cherish those whom we know, whom we depend on for our health, happiness and prosperity, and to never forget those who gave their all for all of us. Thank you.
Grand.
We now move to agenda item 6, the election of the Vice Chair of the City Council, being the Deputy Lord Mayor of the City.
Can I invite Councillor Lynette Kelly to move the motion?
Thank you, Lord Mayor. I'm delighted to be here today to move that Councillor John Douglas McNicholas be elected as Vice Chair of the Council, being Deputy Lord Mayor of the City for the ensuing year.
Thank you, Councillor Kelly. Can I invite Councillor Rupinder Singh to second the motion?
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Formally seconding, Lord Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor, can I invite Councillor Gary Ridley to support the motion?
Formally supported, Lord Mayor.
Thank you. I now call for a vote on the motion. Can members please unmute their microphones? All those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Any abstentions? No, thank you. That is carried unanimously. Can members please mute their microphones?
Councillor McNicholas will now take the declaration of office.
I, John Douglas McNicholas, having become the Vice Chair of Coventry City Council, being the Deputy Lord Mayor of the City, declare that I will duly and faithfully fulfil the requirement of this role according to the best of my judgment and ability. I reaffirm my undertaking to follow the City Council's Code of Conduct for members in the performance of my functions in that office. And I'd like to offer my congratulations to Anne and Ray as Lord Mayor and Consort. It will be an extraordinary year.
Thank you very much, Councillor McNicholas. Yeah, it will be an extraordinary year. And I would like to be the first to congratulate the new Deputy Lord Mayor on his election. The Deputy Lord Mayor will be supported throughout the year by the new Deputy Lady Mayoress, Dr. June McNicholas, and I wish them all the very best for the ensuing year. I'm sure it's going to be fine. That, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the business for today's meeting. Thank you all very much for your attendance. Stay safe. I declare the meeting closed.